in my second area on the border of Brazil in La Frontera. It was the middle of summer, and it was summer there is like December, and winter is more like June. So it's the hemispheres are make the temperatures opposite, right? So it was blazing summer in the middle of December, and my companion and I, in this small branch of maybe 20 members, had really been working hard to get our investigators to come to church, which is a big problem because everybody seemed to work at this feria, this market that was open on Sundays, because that's when all the Brazilians would cross the border on the weekends and go shopping. So Saturdays and Sundays were the busiest days for work. And we had been praying and working really hard to get our investigators to come, and decided that we needed to fast on this week. That wasn't Fast Sunday, but we felt that we needed to fast. And so we began our fast after lunch. The main meal of the day is during lunchtime, and we had fasted the entire day. And it was probably one of the hottest, most exhausting days of my mission. And we were walking in the sun all day as normal. But it's always when you fast that you're more thirsty than ever. By the end of the day, we were so exhausted. The next day was Sunday, and we were praying so hard. Had met with all of our investigators, like we do, before church every week, and you can only go by and stop by before church, only a few. So you can't bring them all to church, and they need to have the commitment to go themselves. And we were fasting that we could have these investigators come to church. And that night, you turn on the fan. There's no air conditioning. There's you're in 105-degree weather, and you turn on the fan, and it's just blowing hot air and not making anything better. And I remember, going to bed and feeling like I was not going to make it through the night. And even, feeling like I got some sleep and woke up and it was only like 11:30 and I'd been asleep for like an hour, and thinking this is crazy. And I, would take a shower in the middle of the night, lay back in bed, and I would like open up the freezer and put my head inside and just try to cool down and just look at the cold water that we had and just like say a silent prayer. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this night. We're fasting, and, see my sacrifice, and, we're, we'll do what we need to. Being in the shower, I took like 2 different showers that night just to cool down. It was so hot. And, letting the water run, in your mouth, and being like, all I need to do is just swallow. I would just be so refreshed right now. It's all I need. And just remembering, that I was going to push through, and going to finally waking up in the morning. And my mission companion was like, Elder, I think we fasted long enough. Let's just quickly eat and drink before church. That way we're, not to say he was a bad missionary at all, but we were like, I think we had a good fast. Let's eat and drink before we go to church. And I was like, Elder, I did not just stay up all night to break my fast now. And so we went to church, and there was only maybe 10 or 12 people in that branch at the time, of regular attendance in that small little branch. And as we got to the chapel and saw our investigators come, we had like 8 investigators that day. More investigators than I've ever had at any given Sunday. And I just remember, looking up to the heavens and thinking, like, he's listening, and he's there, and he's seeing our sacrifice, and he's touching the hearts of those who are in need. And obviously those people who came made the decision themselves. They have their agency. But what a blessing it was to know that our obedience and our sacrifice, that He's there, and that He's doing everything He will for us as we do our part for Him. And I have a strong testimony that fasting and prayer on your mission will give you more strength than you could ever have, even though you have no strength and you're exhausted and you don't know how you're going to make it through the day. If you show that effort and sacrifice, He will bless you. And that goes with all things in the mission.